I guess a question is, we started to touch on this with the AI, but what are some of the more recent advances in this type of cooling technology to drive these greater efficiencies? Or there's some new technologies out there that we need to discuss? Because I think I've seen a lot of advertising, but I'm not sure what's actually working.
Yeah. Well, I always like to maybe take a slightly different view on that, because you've got a difference between legacy sites and new builds. And to go in and make a new build very energy efficient, I'll say it's pretty easy to do that. You put in the newest technology, the newest cooling system, newest servers, you name it, type of thing. It's great to do. As I said earlier, our focus is on the legacy side, and there's a number of challenges of trying to put new technology into a legacy site. First of all, I like to categorize the legacy sites in a number of different categories. Number one is you've got companies such as colo sites, large colo sites. And of course you've got the Googles, the Facebooks, the Amazons, etc. They make their money to a large extent out of how they operate their data center. They have to operate their data centers very efficiently, and colos are a great example. That's where they make their money, is how efficiently do I run my data center. Then you get into large enterprise organizations, and certainly across North America, you look at the financial institutions, the insurance companies, this type of thing. Some of them have fairly large data centers, not a lot of them, but fairly large data centers. But in a lot of cases, they outsource the management of those data centers to a third party. And the question then of what's the interest of the third party to make those sites more energy efficient? And in a lot of cases, and I know when we started this company a number of years ago, talked to a lot of CFOs and talking about energy efficiency and how we could make improvements in it and stuff like this. And I always remember the remark from a number of CFOs being, we don't even have a line item in our budget for electricity. So am I going to pay you're telling me I can save data center cooling 30, 40%, am I really going to pay a whole lot of attention to that? And I think that tends to be the view of a lot of large enterprise organizations, because people are obviously a big cost, and other things are a big cost. From an enterprise, especially when you get into the financial and insurance sector, what's more important, energy efficiency or uptime? And when you look at the fact that they can lose millions of dollars a minute if they have downtime on their data centers, are they really going to pay a whole lot of attention to energy efficiency on that side? And then the other category is what I call the ones that have data centers because they have to have data centers. They really don't really want to have a data center, but they have to have it to run their e-commerce sites, to run their manufacturing facilities, and this type of thing. So where I'm leading to that is I think there's a lot of great technology out there right now that just needs to be deployed a lot more in the legacy data centers as such. I mean, going back, simple examples of blanking panels and airflow or air management and aisle containment and this type of thing. Like, we see how many data centers out there that have not taken those very preliminary steps to improve the energy efficiency, not just on the cooling side, but overall within their data centers. The other side is the fact that they've got cooling units, older cooling units. They don't want to upgrade those cooling units. They don't want to go to newer models because of the CapEx expense. So my point being that, yes, there's a lot of new technology that's out there. We're trying to take advantage of as much as possible, but vast majority of the customers that we deal with are on the legacy site. And trying to move them to the point of saying you should be implementing this technology, not even necessarily new technology, but again, in most cases, you've got a payback window that you have to fall within, either a 3-year payback window, or if you're really lucky, a 5-year payback window. And so you have to prove to them that the energy efficient alternatives that you're putting in place meet that time frame. And if not, then it's dead in the water. It doesn't go anywhere as such. So I totally agree. I think there's some great new technology coming out there, but I think there's a lot more from an overall data center energy point of view that we could be doing in the legacy sites, and somehow or other, incentivizing those organizations to do more, to take what's on the shelf already for technology and put it in place and improve the energy efficiency. We've developed, I'll put a little plug in here, we've developed in conjunction with another company, a technology referred to as floating head technology. And that's focusing at DX units that are 5 years and older. And you look at it, the energy savings that we can generate with that is typically 35%, if not 40% or more on individual crack units in a data center. And here in Canada, I mean, some of your large colos are running chilled water systems, but we see a lot of enterprise, a lot of colo sites as well that are running DX crack units, which are 5 years and older as such. So the business case on this technology is a year and a half payback on it. We've done 250 or so units at this point in time, been great success. But again, companies are just, existing companies or with existing data centers are just hesitant, maybe don't understand that this is a great technology that they could be deploying within their site. And they're extending the life of the cooling units, again, deferring capital and improving cooling efficiency very dramatically with that. So that's my little spiel on new technology, where it's going. As I say, I think there's a lot of good stuff out there, but there's a lot that still needs to be implemented within organizations